Hey Rafid, how are you?
Hi, Monika. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, let me
How are you?
check. Yeah, I'm also good. Let me check. We are live or not.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we are live. Okay, let's start. So, yeah, how are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Like, actually been sick last week, but yeah, I'm feeling better right now. I think due to like climate change, everything's having flu this week. But yeah, it's fine. No,
You live in, I forget, you live in where? Sorry.
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Great, great. So, okay, let's begin our talk. So, thank you so much all for joining us. So, today we are going to talk about what is Tirith is. So, the motive of this podcast or the stream is as Hacktoberfest is coming. So, we thought why not just talk about the Tirith and make it easy for you to contribute to the Tirith, right? So, yeah, and I will uh, okay, if you don't know about me, I'm Monica, working as a data engineer at Ahead, and also I'm organizer at CNCF Gurgaon. And yeah, today we have Rafid. So, Rafid, can you please introduce yourself? What's your role in Tirith and how much time it's been you're building the Tirith, so we can continue our talk about the Tirith. Yeah, all yours.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So my name is Rafid. Well, of course you can call me Rafid. I'm a maintainer of Tirith. So currently working in a company called StackGuardian. Actually a founding software engineer there. So yeah, working well, programming every day, etc. I've been maintaining Tirith for about like 2 years, even before it was open source. So it was actually mainly a closed source project, but we decided to open source it. So yeah, for the whole for the whole world to use, I think it will be beneficial for well all of us. I think yeah. Monica, you are muted.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, and it's great to uh, be open source for a company. Like you should have one project that is open to contribute, right? So it's great to see
Exactly.
that it is now open source and everyone can contribute it. So okay, in this, so we have a lot of people who never contributed to the open source or many of the people who never hear about the thread as so can you just tell us more about what is thread is and how they can integrate thread in their existing environment, just like a simple use case people can use it, and yeah, just that.
Okay, yeah, sure. I think yeah, it's going to be a bit technical here. So Terrace is basically a policy engine. Like, yeah, it's because by definition it's a policy engine. So what policy engine does is to enforce a policy. So, well, in the layman terms, let's say that we have um, IOC deployment, for example, an S3 bucket. We have this script to deploy Terraform script to deploy a S3 bucket. And but in our company, we have a policy so that all of our S3 buckets needs to be encrypted, or outside of storage needs to be encrypted, for example. So this policy engine makes sure that um, whenever we want to deploy an S3, this policy engine needs to make sure the S3 is encrypted uh, via a Terraform configuration. Of course, there is a configuration to encrypt an S3, right? So yeah, policy engine makes sure if that like enforces all of the S3 buckets deployment in company is encrypted, and that's actually only one examples. There are more examples out of it, but Tirith exactly does that. So yeah, it's a policy engine, we can say.
Yeah, okay. So, let's talk about the student. Like, if I'm a student, I want to contribute to the thread, and I'm building a simple project that involves the cloud, right? I need to
Okay.
create the S3 bucket, and also I need to create the EC2 also, right? So, how thread can help me here? How it can fasten the process?
I
So,
see.
one more thing, if I'm going to use the thread as a student, it is free or not? So can you just tell us about the costing, bit costing, like it's free or not, and is it good for a student to opt for the thread as their project?
Okay. Okay. I will try to answer that. The first thing is, okay, Tirith will be useful as a student if you create a lot of deployments. So like if like the thing that you are deploying is only like one or two instances, and you only have like, well, a bunch of several templates. Well, for example, one, it it will be still beneficial to make sure that your deployment is aligned with your policy. But I think the the Terrace will be more beneficial if it's used in an environment where you deploy a lot of things. For example, 1,000 of EC2 instances or S3 buckets, where you need to maintain uh, such consistency, like all of them needs to follow the policy. But well, student can do that as well. Of course, I think I've seen a lot of students like working in a startup. Well, they like deploy 500 EC2 instances. That could be beneficial for them as well. And what was the second question? Or I think I forgot.
The second question was, is it free for the students or not? Like, yeah,
Okay.
it's open source, but in the future, or like if you told about,
Yeah.
tell about.
So okay. Yeah, it's free because, well, it's open source, and in the future, I think it will be free. Like we don't plan to like private source it again or anything. Um, even though it was backed by our company, StackGuardian, but we plan to like make this project as isolated as possible from the StackGuardian platform. But yes, StackGuardian still using Tirith in some way, but we as a company um, don't put our agenda into I mean, into the Tirith project. So it should be isolated from all of the things like that. Yeah.
That's great that it's free and people can use it. And okay, so we will dive into more because I also wanted to see how this Tirith policy will look like and everything. We will go deep, but before that, I have one question. Like, we have a lot of policy engines in the market, right? And they are also open source and they are also free. But what makes the Tirith unique? What's the main features that uh, is not in other policy engine but Tirith provides? So can you talk about that particularly?
Yeah, of course. So let's think. Yeah, we acknowledge that there are many open source projects who's doing the policy engine thingy as well.
Right.
So we've been thinking of. So one of the challenges that we had in the past was to you know other to use other policy engine. um, some policy engines, they create a language, some sort. How to say it? Well, um,
Like
language.
you need to
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
the language to create the policies, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that kind of language, well, we need to learn first to even create a single policy. So the challenge of that was, well, the barrier is pretty high to even make a one single policy. What is it called? Learning curve. Yeah, the learning curve is too high for us, for a single person to even create a policy. And then second one is that there is no single policy engines that can integrate a lot of tools. For example, in Tirith, we have provider for, well, Terraform. We can make sure a particular Terraform deployment is aligned with our policy. We also can enforce policy on Kubernetes as well, or even to a simple plain JSON files, or also infra cost as well. We have those at least for providers currently, and I believe it will expand more. So what we are trying to do is to build an abstraction in a JSON. So the policy is created in a JSON format. So yeah, it is easier for people to make, and then also lower the barrier for all of the people. So, well, they don't have to learn anything like complex thing to even make a single policy. Yeah.
So what I understand there, you don't need to learn any language to build the policies, and it's very easy and it's very fast in thread to build the policies here, right? And also we have a lot of providers like Terraform, KDs, so you can easily integrate those providers, and that's pretty much cool. So is it something no code, or like you just said, we can build the policy by JSON, right?
Yes. So it's not really a no code, but in StackGuardian we have this no code interface where you can use. We are also actually open sourcing the no code interface for people to use as well. Yeah, technically you need only to learn JSON, I think, of course, because we are writing in the JSON syntax, and yeah, JSON is pretty easy. And also another thing is, yeah, you need to read the documentation as well to know what the operation types you are trying to the most appropriate operation types you will need to use. But yeah, I will explain later about what is operation types. But uh, we also have even lowered the barrier of even reading documentation by creating a copilot project, so Tirith Copilot project. So in the Tirith Copilot project, we are making this tool to, well, so you just say what policy that you want to make, and then we will create a JSON Tirith policy for you. And yeah.
That's great. Okay, I just one question. It just triggered me as a so yeah. I'm contributing in communities also, and I'm also working. So I have just one question. Like, if someone asks you, the threat is for professionals or for the student? Professionals means companies, for the companies, or for the individual contributor. So what's the where the threat is more inclined towards?
Okay. Yeah. Currently, it's, well, mostly for infrastructure developers, and then the security guy who is like making sure that the policy, like all of the cloud resources, is aligned with the company policies. But in the future, we plan to use Tirith for more use cases as well, not only for infrastructure. That is why we are making Tirith as modular as possible. So we have a concept called provider. So yeah, Terraform plan provider, etc. I will explain about that. With the concept of that provider, anyone can make a provider by themselves, and well, they can create a provider. For example, like making sure that in an image there is a there's a cat in it, or there's a human in it. Well, technically that's possible. Like the possibilities is limitless with this provider concept.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now we can more dive into how to install the thread in your environment and how someone can just get started. This talk is more towards the Hacktoberfest, so if we can discuss this in just 5 to 10 minutes, how you can install it, and I just want to get ready for the Hacktoberfest. So can you just share your screen or just tell me how people can uh, set up the rate in their environment or get ready for the contributions?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Okay.
yeah. Let me.
Um,
Yeah. Uh,
so,
your
okay.
screen is good.
Yeah. Okay, it's visible, right? Okay, I can see it. So for Oktoberfest, of course, I think the first thing that you need to do in the Oktoberfest is to install Tirith in your local system as well. So to get started, you have to visit this repository, github.com/StackGuardian/Tirith, and then go into the README. Actually, there's a documentation for it for Oktoberfest contributors or any other contributors. Um, you need to, of course, clone the repository first, set up a virtual environment, and then activate it, and then do this pip install -e. -e means editable. So whenever you update your system, your Keres project, the installation in the Python binary will be updated as well. So yeah, that's simply it. I think, yeah, if I can just do it here. So previously I have created a virtual env. Actually, I just created it just now. So we can skip this. Second thing is I want to activate the virtual env, and then pip install -e. Dot means this directory. So you have to be in the Tirith directory, and then it will install all of the things for you, and then yeah, you good to go. I think you can just summon up your IDE, VS Code, whatever, and then yeah, that's it. I think how to set up this Tirith in your local system. Also,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Please continue. Yeah. Sorry.
Um, was just wanted to add that I think in the future these steps will be even more simple, like even simpler. So we are planning to create a dev container for this one. So all you need to do is just Docker and then just one command in your VS Code, and then it will just spin up the development environment for you. So yeah, but yeah, this will be available this week, I think. Okay.
Yeah, I also saw a lot of the problem when people try to set up Thread, especially in Windows. We have issues setting up just the virtual environment. So that's the main issue. And
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
I heard
So
that a lot too.
right. And we tried to solve it with, but there's a lot of issues to solve just that second step, creating the virtual environment and just activating it because mainly don't have the virtual environment installed or some errors happened. Yeah, so I think that will solve that problem. Anybody can use it. They just need to run the Docker image, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we plan
yeah.
for that. Yeah.
So it will be available in this week, right?
Yep.
That's great. Okay, so Rafid, can you also just show just one issue that we can discuss? I think we were discussing that issues yesterday. That common issue that anybody can contribute it. If we can
Mhm.
just talk about that, how they can easily contribute and what they exactly need to do there. So yeah, I think that one was doc string, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So
You can.
yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's discuss about this one. So this is, yeah, this is should be like good first issues.
Right. And
Okay. Let me.
also
Mhm.
everyone, we are going to add. Okay, you have added Hacktoberfest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to contribute to the thread and just choose the label "Good First Issue" or Hacktoberfest, then yeah, you are good to go to contribute to the Hacktoberfest. Yeah, now you can continue, Rafi. I'm so sorry. Just wanted to
Okay.
tell
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this issue is well related to adding a doc string to every function in Tirith. Also, so docstring is this documentation in your in in programming in a function, essentially like describing what a function does simply. So most of our function, they don't have this docstring yet. So yeah, it is like it is really a good help for us to have this kind of string. So for example, here we have this function called success. Of course, yeah, this is in I think this is related to the printing of the terminal yeah, output some sort. So in this function, there's no docstring. So what we can do is we can add, what you can do is that you can add the docstring to this function describing what it does. And then, yeah, uh, you're good to go to create a pull request and then submit it to this. Yeah, I think that's all. Of course, it's oversimplified, but um, I think the whole workflow of doing the pull request, etc. Um, I can't really explain it here because it will be too long for this call. Yeah, I think that's it.
No issues. So one more thing, most of the people have no idea where we can find the functions, right? So can you just show the file where they can find all the functions? Like I know we have a lot of files where we have the function, but just you can just show them like where they can find all the function and start working on.
Yeah. So in here,
Mm-hmm.
if you go to if you have your trace
Yeah.
directory handy here, you can just go search for def, which is um, well, the syntax for defining
Mm-hmm.
function. So if you see here, most of it don't have the docstring here. You can see like in the first try, I even get this function don't have this docstring, doesn't have here this function as well. But this one does, this one does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, these one don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I think as simple as that. Even the core functions, they don't have the docstring. Um, yeah.
Okay, what do you
If
suggest? One liner doc string, or it could be two, 3 lines, or more than that.
it could be 2 3 lines, it will be better if you can explain it like 2 3 lines. Like for example, there are good examples um, of good docstrings like this, but um, one even one liner is fine. I mean, it's much better than have nothing docstring at all. Yeah.
Right. So the doc string should explain everything about the function, what they are doing. The more is good.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. For example,
Great.
this one as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have this what is it? Explaining about each of the parameters, what does
Yeah,
it
yeah.
do, etc. But it's fine to not include this. Yeah.
Right, right. I think everyone can contribute in this, right? And it's
Yes.
very good first issue to contribute.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anything that is like okay. The first time, anybody that first time contributing, any advice you want to give, anything that they need to make sure in mind, like don't do, don't do's.
Okay.
Yeah. So can you
Yeah.
talk more about that? What should they don't do, and how to better contribute? Let me put in this way.
Sure. Okay. So we have this documentation called contributing.md. So essentially, this document explains about the how to contribute, etc. We have a lot of contribution types as well. It's not like you have to edit the code or edit the documentation. You can also contribute by reporting bugs, etc. But I think for Hacktoberfest, uh, you have to kind of modify some parts of the code base. So I think, well,
Right.
implementing, fixing bugs, or even fixing typos if you find any typos, it will be like a really easy for us to merge. I think the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
okay, before going to the shouldn't do, the most important thing to learn for contributing to any open source project is to learn how to use Git, yeah, Git the version control.
Right.
So because almost all of the open source projects are using Git, so you need to know how to create commit, how to create uh, even a pull request. Well, pull request is actually in the concept in GitHub, etc. But yeah, you have to learn that in order to contribute to any open source project, not only just Tirith. Because even if we have, even if we know like how to change this, how to fix this bug, but we don't know how to use Git and how to submit this pull request, we still can't contribute. Yeah, I think that's like the
Right. Agree,
most
agree.
important thing. Yeah.
So that is very
And
important.
then,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
And guys, it's very easy to learn. There's a lot of YouTube videos you can find about the how to use the Git. And if you're still facing some issues, you always can ask these questions in Tirith Slack group. We will send you the Slack channel link. So yeah, we are always here for help, so you can ask any question anytime. We are always here. Yeah, Rafi, what you were saying?
Yeah. No, I was not saying anything. Yeah. Also adding to that, if you have any questions, please join our Slack to to ask any questions because we are mostly like looking to our Slack channel, etc. Or if you want as well, you can also comment on the issues, but I don't guarantee that I will be looking at my email like 24/7. I will be more like looking to my Slack, honestly. Yeah, I think let's continue to the what they shouldn't do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Comment message is one of the most important thing uh, I would like I would say, yeah. So in the basic guidelines in here, you can also find some um, basic guidelines how to do commits. So you have to create your commit as descriptive as possible. And so what I found, many people, even my friends in my college, they are doing something like this, like fixed some stuff like this. Really not descriptive, but well, the content actually good, but the commit message is not. So in open source project, well, any open source project, they do have this kind of standard. So please make your commit message as appropriate as possible. Um, so yeah, we can merge it like easier instead of if you if someone's doing this kind of commit message. Well, I would just tell like ask the person to like revise the commit message before we can merge. um
Yeah, totally agree with you. Like sometimes now we are so into the solution that we forget to mention like what we are solving actually. I also used to do that. I just write just fix the issue. Okay. That's yeah, it's
yeah,
like you just need to explain the commit message, what actually you have fixed, and that is very important. It's important to the another person that is reviewing your code. And also I want to highlight that you can contribute in any of the repository just to review someone other's code. That is also count in the contributions. And creating the issues, if you find any bugs in the environment, some spelling mistake or anything, just create the issues. Creating the issues is also count as a contribution. So just create the issues or review the code, someone else code, just to review it and approve it. So there's a lot of ways. You just don't need to just create the pull request and just that. Yeah, there's a lot of things to you can contribute. Yeah, Rafi. Any other thing we need to make sure that we don't do or we should do?
yeah. um I think, yeah, like, yeah, this is actually why I mentioned this, because most people, even me sometimes in a private project, don't do this, but because this is an open source project, this is like our project, it's not mine or whoever, this is our project, so we have to kind of create like and document things as properly as possible so that others, like the future contributors, could also contribute to the code as well. So yeah, uh, that's why we need to explain the commit message. And the next thing, I think, um, I think let's see. Well, for the good first issues, so we have kind of limit here. If you have taken like 4 good first issues, like uh, I mean, it means that you need to, I think, level up your issues to another not good first issues, because we want to have those good first issues for for new contributors who are new to open source world. So yeah, we want just to share the experience of, well, solving good first issues for everyone. Um, I think, yeah, I think that's the last one for the don't do's.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, so the first one is make sure to have good commit message and just start leveling up your issue game. And yeah, and just try to learn the Git very better. So yeah, these are the 3 points you should have follow. And okay, so we have just 5 minutes. So in this 5 minute I just wanted to know uh, if you can talk about the new features or any future plans for the Tirith. I know we have Hacktoberfest is coming up, but anything else, any new features or any events is coming up, so people can aware about it. So can you just talk about it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. About new features, I think the 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 big new feature, next feature is this one, adding a variable replacement supported Tirith. So what this does essentially is like adding some kind of variables capability into it, so you can kind of parameterize your policies. Also, I think, yeah, I forgot to explain about the structure of the tariff policies, but
Yeah.
I think, yeah, let's hope like the README. If you are curious how tariff policy, like what is the form of tariff policy, you can just go into the README and read it. Yeah, there are a lot of examples of what is tariff and the tariff policies, etc. So yeah, I think this is like the
Yeah,
uh,
can you just quickly
newer.
explain it, because that is the important part that we skipped. Any small policy we can discuss, like the evaluators and the providers.
Sure.
The main,
Okay, let's
yeah.
go. Okay, yeah, let's go. So in here, for example, we have this policy. Okay, this is actually the most common policy we do for explaining things. So let's say we have the input file. This is the file that we want to make sure is aligned with our policy. And this is our policy that we use to explain what what should the input JSON needs to follow. So for example, here, the first thing that this policy has is the meta key. The meta, we provide the version and then the required provider.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's this policy is doing? What's the? Can you just tell the more
Yeah,
about?
okay. Yeah, I think I
Policy?
should start with the outline first. Yeah. So what this policy does is it makes sure three things exactly. Like it makes sure that the key path for is equals to some value. For example, in here StackGuardian.json, we have the operation type called getValue, and then this operation type has this key path called for yeah. So this takes this value and then it makes sure that it follows this post, and that yeah, it has three more evaluators, etc. All right, I think I will just stop there because most of the evaluators are doing exactly the similar things. It's taking the key, taking the value, and then it makes sure that that value is following some sort of pattern, or yeah, like that. And then we, in the final expression, we have this eval expression, which is a Boolean expression. We to so for to say this policy is passing or not, it's actually the job of this eval expression. So if can pass, if all of these evaluators passing, then this policy is passing. Yeah, I think as simple as that. And then
Yeah,
yeah,
it's kind of checking the cases. If that passed, it's good to go.
yes, exactly. And also here we also have another example of doing it with infra cost provider. Here we want to check the total monthly cost of AWS EC2 is less than equal to $100. We can do it as well thanks to the
Yeah. That
provider
that's
capability. Yeah.
okay. Infra cost. That's the provider. Okay,
Yes.
got it. Got it. Got it.
Okay, so I think I forgot to explain about provider, but I think we don't have time for that.
Yeah, and for that, we need to do another podcast or another stream, or maybe we will explain in office hours. So yeah, it's great and it's very easy to understand the thread, how we can contribute, and how much it's easy to build the policies and all. So thank you so much, Rafid, for explaining a lot of
Sure.
things about the thread and about the Hacktoberfest. So I'm so excited for the Hacktoberfest, and I
Me
know
too.
most of the people are very excited for this, and it's very exciting for the first contributors. So yeah, great to see you all, and we are great to see you all who's going to contribute, and we are looking forward for your contributions. And yeah, thank you so much, Rafid, and thank you so much, everyone, for watching this. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to say, if you have any question, just join our Slack channel. You will find the Slack channel. Yeah, I'll share you in the LinkedIn post or something like that. So just follow me or Rafid, you will find it. And yeah, thank you so much. We are wrapping up, and thank you so much, Rafid. I will see you super soon.
Thank you
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Bye bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.